This is a residential area. So anyone in the area that might have heard something or know something about what took place on today, we're asking them to contact our homicide detectives at 317-327-3475. If they would like to remain anonymous, we're asking them to contact 262-TIPS. I'll take any questions.
Officer Burris.
Found in a car. Can you tell us how they were found?
They're just inside a vehicle and deceased, unresponsive when we arrived.
You said there was some trauma to the person's body. Do we know whether or not there were gunshots or any type of trauma?
Absolutely. So officers were dispatched to a death investigation initially. A further investigation when they showed up, the victim has injuries consistent with a gunshot wound.
Were there any people who witnesses around who may have seen what happened and be able to give a little bit more of a narrative?
So when officers arrived, there were no people in the area that witnessed what occurred. That's why we're leaning heavily on our community to ask them to come forward. Maybe they were driving through the area. Maybe they heard something. We're still trying to piece together a timeline. So we're not quite sure when the victim was not pronounced deceased, but we're not sure when the victim was declared deceased, time of death or anything like that. So we're trying to ask our community to come forward. Maybe you heard something last night, early in the morning, and then we were notified actually by a relative that the victim was here.
When you're asking people to look for any clues, what time should they be thinking or remembering what time something happened or heard or saw?
Absolutely. I would say roughly anywhere from 11 o'clock last night to early this morning. Again, we got here around 7 o'clock this morning. So it's a large time frame, and we understand that. But again, we're still trying to piece together what occurred. So we want to make sure that that window is wide enough so that our community members can go back, check their Ring doorbell cameras, check any surveillance footage that they might have that can help us figure out what happened today.
Now, Officer Burris, can you...
and community members, when it comes to asking them to look, what are they looking for? Which house, which vehicle in there should they be thinking about?
Any, honestly. Anything that seems out of place. Anything that's outside of the norm.
Can you tell us what car he was in, what the car looked like, what kind of car?
The car is a silver SUV. It's a silver SUV.
Were there any gunshots into the vehicle or?
That's what our detectives are working through now with our crime scene specialists. We're trying to gather all the facts about what evidence is here and what that means as far as where they take that investigation.
Now, do we know if this person who is deceased lives in this community? Is this behind their house? This is in an alley?
This is a vacant house that we were dispatched to, so it is our belief at this time preliminarily that that individual did not live at that vacant residence. Okay. So whether they lived in this area somewhere else, we don't have that information. But again, this is a residential area. Family members are here. Our community has been impacted again by senseless violence, senseless gun violence. So we have to lean together. We have to come together as a community to ensure not only the family receives the support that they need and the resources that they need, but to ensure that we can continue to provide education to our community members so that they understand the importance of what it means when you pick up a gun and you decide to use violence against another person. It is devastating, not only to the family, but also to the community.
And you've got a number of people here, as we said. Have they been able to provide any clues as to why this person was here or anything that they have thoughts on?
I don't know what they've been speaking with our detectives about, but what I can say is it's a devastating incident for the family and community members that are here now, but a lot of them have been speaking with our detectives. And this just goes to show you, time and time again, we say, we can't solve these cases without our community. We can't solve cases like this without our community members coming forward and sharing that information to help our detectives get a resolution. Without them, cases like this go unsolved, unfortunately. So with their help, with their support, with them working with our detectives, cases like this can be solved.
And in this neighborhood, IMPD has been here.
And that was a breaking news update from Indianapolis police as they reiterate their plea for the public's help as a death investigation is currently underway as they found a person dead on the near north side. We do have a crew that's currently at that scene, and we'll give you more information as soon as we have more. We'll update you both on air and online at wishtv.com.